Hello everyone, this is Darcinovia here. This is my review on the Golden Age of the Sith, which is the first of a duology regarding the fall of the Sith Empire. This takes place 1,000 years before the events of Tales of the Jedi, which is also 1,000 years before Knights of the Old Republic 1. And what do I think of this story? Kevin J. Anderson at this point took over as the writer for, Tales of the Jedi. There's those who hate Kevin J. Anderson, and there's those who love Kevin J. Anderson. I lie with the people that actually love Kevin J. Anderson. I thought, his stories were really good. Now, one thing I really like about this comic is I think the world building was its biggest strength. I think the storyline that introduces the ancient Sith Order, and I think as a prequel to the Tales of the Jedi series, I think it's really good. Though the human characters you may not be interested in them. Honestly, I think Naga Sadow and his war, with his rival, was the most interesting part of this comic, and I felt it actually, in my opinion, made this comic worth reading because I wanted, to know how it ended. Because there is not a lot that we really know about the Sith race, at least at the time this comic was released. I mean, this and the fall of the Sith Empire was the only thing we really knew about the Sith Empire, and they wouldn't be revisited again until the Old Republic LMO. Correct me if I'm wrong on this one, but as far as I recall, they don't have many appearances in written form or print, in comics or books. Most of their appearance is in the MMO. Now, I know the second one is better than this one. I'm pretty sure it is. But as a story, I think it's really good. It's not the best EU story out there. There's a lot better, comics. But I think this was pretty entertaining to read. And if you are a fan of the ancient era of the Star Wars Expanded Universe, and the Old Republic is your favorite part of the EU because of the ancient Sith and Jedi, and you can't get enough of that, well, I think this is worth your time. I do think it's a good enough story that provides a good backstory for the, Tales of the Jedi series, especially if you want to learn about how Exar Kun, ended up finding Naga Sadow. This is where you should begin. Now, before the Dawn of the Jedi, comics existed, this was pretty much the beginning of the timeline for the expanded universe, at least chronologically. Now, even though there's better comics out there, I think this is really good, and I'm looking forward to reviewing its follow-up. I give this a good rating. There's better comics out there, but I think it's pretty entertaining. I think the artwork is really good, even though, of course, some people don't like the artwork in these comics because it doesn't feel like Star Wars. I personally love it. Then again, I'm a minority when it comes to the art, but I actually really love the art. I think it looks like Star Wars. It has a different feel from the rest of the saga, but it feels like, a ancient era of the Star Wars universe. And I really love visiting the ancient past, in science fiction, because I always like to know what led up to everything in the present day. Now, next time, I'm going to be reviewing another classic Marvel Star Wars. This is Darcinovia, over and out. May the Force be with you, always.